But yes, if you guys ever read anything up or whatever, I will read it. I do like reading.
Well, I mean, you were a history major.
Yep.
All right, I'm back.
Perfect. Okay. So as you guys set sail, the reason why I want to know when you guys set sail is because you guys actually have to pass by Alicor and actually see what's going on there. And you guys do have some advantages with being magical, and you have a dragon and a ship and stuff that don't have to fear about sinking so much. You guys can actually sail a little bit closer to shore to actually keep an eye on what's going on. The first thing that you guys notice is that the Alicor coastline has become pretty much unsettleable for most of your ships and stuff. Like, your ships really can't land anywhere without being sieged by small siege towers and stuff that have been built along most of the coast. They've reinforced a good chunk of the coastline with like small sandstone walls. That's pretty much what the entirety of the exterior of Alicor is now. Is they're basically creating walls around the entire ocean front, so you can't just dock a ship so easily. You could still dock a ship. Anybody with like real skill could still definitely pull a small boat up and scale the walls, but they're working on creating a barrier between the ocean and the desert itself. The two things of note is that Kenna would know that they're potentially doing this so that way they can start setting up magical barriers that are invisible. With the sandstone walls there, that would give lower level spellcasters protection from any sieging from the outside while they cast their spells, because they wouldn't be seen or, line of sight. So Kenna may or may not want to change her army tactics later on to help take those down before they actually get magical protections up. Because if they get magical protections up, the only way to destroy them is from probably the other side.
From within.
Yep.
Or
yeah, the barriers are very difficult to set up, but once they're actually set up, they're pretty damn hard to take down. So,
like a globe of invulnerability and magic, anti-magic kind of thing.
Yeah, some similar enough. Some versions of those. Like, obviously, as a god, you could do it, but then you're risking your own neck, which is not a smart thing to do.
Also, I'm busy.
Yeah, that too. But that being said, the other things to note while you're actually sailing past Alicor is that the temperature down here has drastically changed. So Alicor used to be a very unhospitable desert, averaging around 90 to 110 degrees pretty much any given day. It's middle of the day, and you guys are sailing pretty close by, and it's like almost temperate level temperatures, like low 70s, maybe mid 70s. Which, to the best of your knowledge, during the daytime, that's pretty much unheard of. So it seems like the winter up north is having some kind of effect down here in terms of temperature as well.
Is there like an equator?
Not really. I mean, the planet itself isn't on an axis, so like there is an equator. I've never really actually thought about it, and I should have.
Is it below, or like are we on the equator, or is it like further south of us?
The equator is essentially like near the southern part of this continent.
Okay, so we're like pretty much at the warmest point, and it's cool.
Yep. Yeah, a bit north of if you're, I don't know, I suppose did I put you guys on the map? Yeah, I put you on the map. The equator is roughly here-ish. So it's a bit north still.
Oh, okay.
But
we're still in the tropics.
Yep. Yes. That being said, after you guys pass Alicor, the days and weeks go by pretty quickly. Your guys' stories and jokes and stuff become, commonplace throughout the day. And after you guys have been on the sea for about a month or so, you guys begin to notice that not everything works the way it normally would out here. Kenna would be the first to know because your magic just feels kind of weird out here. You haven't seen any ill effects from using any spells of any level, but you do notice that it is hard to concentrate on some of the higher level spells. Like I said, it hasn't actually affected anything, but you definitely notice that there is definitely a pull on your magic that almost seems like it doesn't want you to be using magic out here.
Do I think it's because of like planar interference?
Most
or
likely, yeah. There seems to be a lot
tingle?
of there's a lot of magical energies out here that aren't anywhere on the continent as far as you know. Like it feels like you're basically flowing through like a nexus point, like when you're at the Tower of Time.
Just
Like it
draw your
feels like
just draw your magic from a different plane.
Well, certainly it's simple enough for me, but it's
Yeah,
curious to note.
yeah, the other thing is that after about a month and a half, you guys officially the only person that could like logically sail the ship back would be Jacobs at this point, just because of his skill. You guys are like literally in the middle of nowhere. There are no stars above you for whatever reason, and Kenna would know this effect from the old effect of the infinite planes.
Ah,
The thing is the dragons, when they were on the west side, they got rid of that effect. And as far as you know, there's no effect like that over here. So you guys might just be in a very small sliver of that, where you're effectively in like a Bermuda Triangle type effect, where while you're in this particular zone, you're not on the material plane. Because, like, I guess the easiest way I can describe it is if you guys are looking at the map here. I'm going to do a little freehand drawing because that's the best way to do it. So, if pretend you guys sailed to the east, which you guys are obviously, you guys get to this point, and in the way the infinite planes used to work is that while you were in the zones between the red and the green, you could never pass the green barrier line. However, it doesn't seem like it's that way. It seems more like what it is that while you're in between the red and the green, you're not on the material plane, but you seem like you will pass another barrier to where you're back on the material plane.
so we're just going through like a planar verge.
Yep, exactly.
Well, that's fun.
Yes. The reason why it's really interesting to note is that this still feels like material plane water. So it still looks like you're still on the material plane from water level down, but looking up, it definitely does not look like your planet.
Do I know like what plane or group of planes, like Shadowfell or
Looking straight up, it just looks like you're on the astral plane.
Okay, that would make the most sense. Just the space between.
Yep, just void basically.
So if we flew up, it would actually go to the astral sea.
While you guys are in this zone, again, you don't know the actual distance, but you could definitely. Ken is smart enough to calculate the distance realistically. At about the halfway
like
point.
The best navigator in the world. I wish I would have had you.
I mean, that's what having an intelligence above 30 does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, we're making great time.
Isn't it an intelligence-based thing? Well, then I automatically succeed.
Nice.
On pretty much the halfway point of being through this astral plane, for a fraction of a second, Kenna would be the only person that could even have a remote chance of most people on this planet of knowing what just happened. You guys passed through a sliver of the far realm.
Ooh.
And I mean, for a sliver of a second, and Jacob
Any
falls
more than that,
unconscious.
we would. It would be too much for most.
Yeah. But while passing through this, one of the big tip-offs for you is that Jacobs just collapses and falls unconscious.
So I was talking about this mermaid I once met.
Um,
It
so
is rocked when this happens. It's
yeah, I mean,
like,
you guys are probably all just standing around. Rock's probably still telling a story about Havocor, and then
yeah,
Jacob's
we're
trying to
probably all
interject with his mermaid stories.
at the wheel pretty much the entire time that we're doing this. Just like me sitting there reading my book, and then you guys we're literally just like talking or doing whatever for like 2 months straight.
Yep.
We're gods. We can do that. But
Yep.
when Jacobs collapses, Rock would actually try to catch him because they've grown kind of close. Rock would try to catch him or do his best, and then
I would say you could easily do it because you guys are probably really close to each other.
yeah, so Rock would catch him and wait for him to wake up, and then make the most awkward fun of him I could by like carrying him like a bride.
I'm going to
Comfortable.
kind of like when you catch them, I'm gonna like step over and do like a check to see. I mean, I don't know if this even works for gods, but like try and discern what his state is. Like if he's like super out of it, like responsive pupils or whatever, or like
Outside perspective, I'm glad you mentioned that. When you open his eyes to check his eyes, all you see is essentially like celestial orbs, like as if you're looking directly into the far realm. It's just black and like
Whee!
sparkles almost like a nebula every now and then.
Bye, guys.
But
I'm on a trip.
otherwise, it's a void.
that trip. All right.
And it's not just a void; it actually projects an aura. Like when you open his eyes, like the area in about a 15-foot area becomes like black and dank and dark. And then you basically close his eyes so that way it doesn't melt you guys or the ship.
Hey, Rock, new new challenge. I bet I can have more evil possess me than you.
Oh dear. Well, that's fascinating.
But Jacobs,
Yes.
from your perspective, um, in the early days before you became the Dread Pirate, you were a young boy that sailed the seas with a small crew of people just trying to basically get by. Before the Blood Queen took you in and showed you the ways of being a real pirate, you lived on some small islands surrounded the Blood Coast. On this Blood Coast, you made one and only one real friend. And I forgot her name now.
Yes. So have I. My one and only friend. I will never forget your. What the hell was her name?
Well, you haven't had a thought of her in hundreds of years by this point.
Damn, it's been quite some time. What was her name?
Where the hell did I write her fucking name down?
If I remember, I will be impressed with myself.
Gertrude.
Yes.
No.
Gertrude.
Something less ugly sounding.
Samantha.
Samantha Beaselborg.
Never let your players name things.
Nope. No, you're not naming him.
No, I know.
Arius, there it is. Eresis.
Yes.
She was very young. She was perhaps only like 7 or 8, and you were probably, 10 or 11. So she was quite a bit younger than you. But you guys became good friends. You were the only two young people within the crew.
That's why I forgot her name. It was such a common name. It was just blended right in. There's 1,000 of those.
The people within your tribe all died
Ah,
in
damn it.
a
That's
pirate
unlucky.
raid
That's
from the
unlucky.
Blood Queen. It's not even unlucky. It's actually just extremely common. That's what the Blood Queen used to do. Um, During this raid where you lost your entire tribe and your family, this would have been like your mom and dad and stuff too. Um, it was just you two that were left, and you guys basically only survived because you guys stole a small dual hull canoe, which is similar to the boat on like Moana.
Catamaran. Those are
That,
called
something like
catamaran.
that. It's actually a little bit larger. It's more like the Voyager canoes. Is a little bit larger vessel, but yes. Um, it had a single large sail, and then big pontoon type things on the side and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys had stole that earlier in the day
Ha.
as kind of like a defiance because, you're too young to sail the boat and you wanted to show them up. Because you guys stole the boat, you guys weren't on the island when it was raided.
Ha. That was lucky.
For the next 12 years or so, you guys sailed together, just the two of you, being best friends and all. But it came a point when you joined the Blood Queen's crew for whatever reason, and she did not.
Ah, she was smarter than me.
Isn't that always the case?
Yeah.
When you guys last saw each other, you were basically bidding her a farewell while she sailed the other way in the same ship that you guys took long before that. Another couple years went by, and you saw her on the open sea when you were basically commanding your ship for the first time. If you remember, the Blood Queen was an admiral and you were one of her captains. Your first day as captain of your new ship, or actually no, you'd have been the first mate actually of this ship. You met up with her and you saw her on the open water, which back in those days the original deal was that if you saw another sailor in these waters, you stop and trade, because that's just how everyone on these islands got by. If you remember, the Blood Queen Isles or the Blood Isles was about 150 islands of small tribes and stuff that were all traders. So when you stopped to trade, you saw it was her, and again, it was just her sailing with, just her own stuff, just getting by. As you know, had a good time saying hi and everything, you were still not in command of the ship, so you had to listen when it was time to go. Saying goodbye was definitely difficult because she is probably still, at this point, probably still one of the only friends you ever had. Everyone else was just kind of a way to survive. While leaving, you saw on the horizon later that night a huge fire engulf the sky. And when your ship went back to see what the fire is, because these were technically the Blood Queen's waters and you guys were sent to protect it, you saw her vessel capsized and on fire.
You bastard.
And her corpse floating in the water.
I meant you, Blaine, you jerk storyteller.
And all right.
Yeah.
On the top of the boat, everything was pretty much, all of her gear was just lit on fire. And in the water was the calling card of the Blood Queen, which was basically just a magical coin that basically lit up blood red to let everyone know that the Blood Queen claimed this bounty.
But we were sent here to protect that. Huh?
No. You were the Blood Queen. You were working for the Blood Queen's crew. She was not.
Oh.
This girl refused to join the Blood Queen's crew.
Okay.
You joined it.
Alright, but I thought we were in those waters, though, protecting the waters.
Yes.
Okay.
But the Blood Queen decided she wanted that bounty.
Damn.
For whatever reason. You still to this day don't know the cause of why she attacked that ship. Potentially because she was a rogue person, unwilling to bend to the will of the Blood Queen. You're unsure. She was a very strong-spirited person, so that's most likely the case. They probably passed, probably had to stop. The girl told the Blood Queen to fuck off.
Yeah.
and Blood Queen killed her.
Huh.
You were never able to figure out the full story because, little do you know, you were transported to a different dimension.
Well, son of a bitch. Me
You,
and Queenie gonna have a little talk.
um, you have heard voices for the past 3 or 4 weeks, which is not new to you, so it's not really anything worth bringing up normally. The ship tends to talk a lot, and there's different hauntings on the ship, so you tend not to listen too much to the voices.
Mm-hmm.
But there's something that suddenly just reminded you of all the different things that it's been saying, and you're pretty sure it's her voice. You wake back up, and Kenna and Rock, it's been about a minute, and Jacobs just wakes back up.
I would just be
cradled in Rock's arms.
talking to informing Rock of the like far realm stuff is like really quite interesting. For a second there, we were traversing through the far realm, which is well, not exactly safe.
Rock.
But, oh, he's awake again.
Yes, yes.
Well, that's good.
Are
you?
I've never felt more safe than in your arms. But I need a drink.
What did you see?
Something I thought I forgot.
Oh, well, and you're still sane.
That's believe so.
Surprising.
Never mind. Yes. I was looking around, and since you didn't say put me down yet, I just assume I'm still in your arms. I just take out my flask and start drinking, and I resign to my place now.
He would just keep holding you to make it as awkward as possible.
Yep. So I'm talking to Kenna from Rock's, hold, carry. Yes, I'm.
Tender embrace.
Yes, tender embrace, loving, loving hold. I don't know what that was all about. You were saying something about something ridiculous when I came to.
Well, for a second there, the instant that you passed out, we blinked into the far realm.
That note, you suddenly hear, Sir, you should come see this!
Rock.
And you guys just feel the entire ship rock.
Latchy.
Rock.
Latchy.
And about 4.5 seconds later, the entire ship just kind of reeks and goes back and forth, sways in the water, almost like it's being pushed aside, and this appears.
Oh damn!
Cute.
Oh my god! Like, is it all stormy and shitty, or was it nice?
It is like the weather instantly becomes like thunderstormy. Like, Rock, you sense this like a second before it happens. Like something just felt really off out of nowhere, and then just like a thunderstorm just started, like as if it's been here for a week. It's just like shitty and thunderstormy, and this being rises up like almost silent. You don't hear the splashing of it over the thunderstorm, but you just see the shadow kind of rise up. It has big, almost like sickle-like claws, like for its arms. It's mostly bipedal, but it just kind of watches your ship for a moment.
Oh dear.
Jacobs, you hear.
My
Don't
pants be shit.
You hear in a very familiar voice, the same voice as Eresis. Don't be afraid. It won't harm you. Just continue on your way. It is the hunter. It's searching, not for you.
Okay, it does not look friendly. Did you see that smile? That is a smile of something that wants to eat us.
So to clarify, you're in a very fast ship, and it is keeping up with you with very little ease.
Yeah.
So it's like following us. I
Yeah,
mean, like it doesn't. It's so big, it probably can just like kind of casually walk beside us and still.
It is. It's trailing you for the most part. Like every now and then, you would definitely hear the gasps of it breathing, almost like it's smelling. And after you reach what you would consider to be about the 3/4 line, Kenna, of getting over the next line, it pauses and kind of like stops for a second and stands like more upright, and then it just sinks itself below the water.
Oh,
How close was it to us?
was
It's
it that
about
close?
yeah, it's about that close. So it's like within like 30 feet.
Wow.
Boy.
Wow, that was something. Holy shit.
Indeed.
Well, okay then.
Did-
I guess
so-
that was what was out here.
Did it?
Well, I don't believe that was what awoken.
That is not what you still feel the ping.
Yes.
Did it feel like the far realm? Or
Yes.
look like the far realm?
Yes.
Okay.
So what do you mean? So you said we traveled through the far realm for an instant.
For an instant, yes, because we seem to be traversing some interplanar barriers,
So
predominantly through the astral sea. But
we were
for a
just
second,
in
we traversed, and I think perhaps that was the cause of your condition and whatever that creature was.
Well, I guess it's time I put you down.
All right, if you must. I was getting comfy.
Like at this point, like while you're still holding him, like there's like skeletons that have basically come over asking what to do. So there's like 15 like skeleton like crew members all like lined up like waiting for orders, like watching you just being cradled by Rock.
Yeah. Well, you know, but bunch of sailing jargon. I wish I could just
Yeah.
Hoist the
hoist the
hoist the
things.
sail.
Yeah, hoist the things, set the sail, do the
Tie
thing.
down that other thing.
Yep, tie the thing, lash the thing, rudder the thing.
Moments later, as you guys are discussing
And then
the,
the
what
cap.
the hell is that?
And
No,
so how was he? How was he captain?
the
So
shadow
it's-
dragon like lands on the deck. He's like, "Where did you guys go?"
Oh, what do
I
you
was
mean?
flying, scouting, and you just vanished.
For how long?
About 3 minutes. I continued course just in case we entered through something I was unaware of, but
And we reappeared further along.
yes, if my calculations are correct, exactly where you would have if you would have sailed straight.
So, the whole time that Hunter
I
was
don't think
following
anything-
us, we were in the far realm?
No. We would have known. It would have been very obvious, I think,
Ah,
if we were in the far realm that entire time. I think perhaps just in a different place, maybe closer, or just different than here. Spatial reasoning doesn't really matter when you're talking about planar travel, so
Oh.
Alright, Rock looks at Jacobs and goes, "This is what happens when she. This is her way of saying, I don't know. I don't
No,
know
it's
why
not.
she can't say that, but she doesn't know."
It's a lot of words for I don't know.
I know exactly the scope with which we are unable to ascertain our exact location.
Did you hear that, Rock? At with which? Well, she definitely knows.
Just point at a map of the plane and say we're there, because there can be a different place depending on who's where.
All right.
After you guys passed
I'm
through
gonna pull out a map of the plains and point at it and say,
These are spheres.
we are there.
We are none of these places. You have to understand this circle right here. This is the line of fire, but you can't go to. Well, you can try to go to a specific point, but that point isn't always in the same place.
But we're on the material realm, so
Also,
we
all
are.
of them are infinite. So, you know, Space doesn't really matter.
As you guys pass through the barrier back onto the material plane, you get another call from one of your crewmates. It's like, "Sorry, you should come look at this.
Oh Jesus!
There's someone following us."
What,
Should I
another
shoot him?
giant monster?
No, quite the opposite, actually. It seems to be a small vessel.
What, a little goldfish?
Because you
Dinghy.
peek over the side of the ship. Keep in mind, it's like still like 1-2 a.m. kind of.
Okay, is it
Time
is it
period.
stormy?
No, it's pretty clear skies for the most part.
Okay.
Like there's like a light fog maybe, but no storm or anything like that.
All right,
There's a
I'd
small
look out.
dual hull canoe that
Oh.
is bioluminescent and
What?
partially translucent.
What?
It is essentially a ghost canoe following you that looks identical to
Yeah.
your friend.
I immediately start thinking it is. And like, wait, what? Why? Why now? What's
No one
going
else, other than the one crewmate that saw it first, and Jacobs can see it.
What are you looking at, Jacobs?
on? It's. I look around. Can I tell that no one else sees it?
Like the other crewmate's like, yeah, it's right there. I mean, like he can see it.
Who are you? I'm basically wondering if he.
So you've
knew-
called me Smithy, Smithy 2, Smithy 7, Smithy 8.
Oh,
You've given me a lot of names, sir.
originally. Do you?
I don't know anymore.
I'm wondering why he can see that. And
Best surmise from, well, how smart are you? What's your intelligence?
24?
Oh yeah, you're
Hold on,
smart.
18.
I mean, that's still genius level. Chances are it's probably just because he saw it first.
Okay. I was just like him and Han of what to do. Like I'm wondering if I'm just gonna teleport right out there, but the problem is I'm gonna sink when I do, because I can't fly.
Walking
You're
water.
behaving somewhat erratic.
Oh yeah, walking water. I'm god of sea, so I'll go out there. I'll be like,
Like Jacob just jumps overboard.
yeah.
I am intrigued.
And I
You guys
Kinda-
just see him.
I stand on the water and wait for it to get to me.
Yeah, so like it flows through you for a second and then turns around. So like the dread pool just keeps sailing,
That's fine.
and you guys like look back, and Jacobs is just standing in the water. From Jacob's point of view, the ship the canoe passes through you and then turns around, kind of circle back around.
All right.
You see essentially a ghost version of your friend.
All right. My eyes widen, and I haven't thought about you for hundreds of years. Why now? Why are you pursuing me? It's good.
Meanwhile,
great
on the
to
dread
see-
pool,
Great to see you.
you guys see Jacob just standing in the water while you guys just continue past.
All right.
And again, you're traveling quite fast.
I'm gonna tell this crew to stop. I don't know if they'll listen to me. But,
They won't. They won't. They
okay.
only listen to Jacob.
I'll see the I don't. Hold on.
I'm gonna ask the ship to stop. And so
65.
Give me a charisma check.
we need you to stop so we can sort out a problem with your captain. Is it persuasion?
How far does it get?
No, persuasion.
No, just give me a base charisma check because the ship likes you.
Right. 21.
Yeah, that's enough. The ship's like, yeah, you're probably right. Who knows what he's gotten himself into?
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go. Because yeah, if it I was gonna roll a few every round or so and see how far it gets away from me, to see if I use the hat of command to stop it.
Yep.
Do you think should we go out there, Rock?
I'm
You
good.
might have been possessed by something.
Then that is.
From your point of view, you guys he's just standing on the water.
Sorry, I saw that thing. I don't want to fight it. If I can help it, I'll stay on the boat.
I'll
I
send,
can't walk on water.
I'll send Solus out to him.
Okay. All right. Well,
Also,
Solus is flapping his wings. What's
land
his?
on it 50 feet
Okay.
per move.
Yep. All right. So while he's flapping his wings out there, Jacobs, it's been a very long time. I didn't think I'd ever see you again.
Nor did I. It's great. I can't. I didn't think I'd ever see. I can't. I don't even know what to say. It's been forever. What happened to you? I mean, I know what.
Well,
I know what.
Yeah, like
Why?
I at about this time, you notice that like her ghost form has like a cut across her neck.
Oh no! Even made it personal. It looks like.
She says, "When I was alive, I confronted the Blood Queen, refused to give her my supplies, and refused to swear fealty towards her. I had seen what you had become by this point, and I did not want to become a bloodthirsty pirate myself. After all, that's how we lost our parents, and I didn't want to cause that to anyone else."
You always, yeah, we're the better of us. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. She lied to quite a few of us. By the time I realized it was too late, it took me too long to break away from her.
What's Jacob's first name?
What?
What's Captain Jacob's first name? Like his real
Marley.
name? Barley?
Marley.
Marley says Marley. Or she probably wouldn't give you a nickname like Marls or
Yeah.
Marbles.
Yeah, there you go.
He's lost his marbles.
Yeah. Her name was the Blood Queen. We knew what she was about. But that's not the point. I've come to you as I've been trying to call to you for quite some time after I heard that you were here as well. We seem to be in a different place. This isn't our world. I don't know how I got here. I awoke several years ago. Time is difficult for me to judge when am the way I am, but I haven't been here that long. Do you know where we are?
uh, New Olesia. I kind of rattle off what I know about what happened.
Okay, just a brief summary.
Yeah, exactly. Like what Ken has said about
Okay.
like why and how. A quick why and how.
Okay.
Third iteration of the universe.
Yeah.
So at about this time, like Solus flies up and he hears Jacobs just rattling off this random information about the planes.
Hey, are you possessed?
Huh? Oh,
Are you possessed?
no.
Are you lying?
Absolutely not.
Why are you out here then if you're not possessed?
Don't.
You're talking to the ocean.
I'm the god of the sea. I'm not allowed to talk to the ocean.
That makes sense, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
But why now?
That's what I said. That's what.
Can Solus give me a perception check, please?
Sure.
That's the same thing I asked. Was why now? But
He got a 15.
That's good enough. So every once in a while, he just gets like kind of like a cold feeling as like the sail flaps through him. Like he can't see it, but it's essentially like flowing through him on the sail. Like from Jacob's perspective, like Solus is sitting in the sail of the ship.
So he's kind of like perched on Jacob's shoulder, so he'll do the like cat thing where he like kind of twitches his tail and like moves from shoulder to shoulder whenever it happens.
I'm talking to an old friend.
Oh, okay. Where?
Right here.
And can you do it on the boat?
I suppose the boat has stopped.
Also, just for future reference, do you have a preferred small rodent that you'd like me to polymorph you into if you turned out to be possessed?
I suppose buddies are cute enough.
Bunny? Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could do bunny.
We kill enough rats on this ship that I wouldn't want to be one. I feel a little too much karma would come my way quickly.
As you are having this little encounter with Solus, you suddenly see Eresis. Her like face like twists and like into like a scowl, and she's like, "I must go. It comes again. I will try and find you once more." And like
What's
her
it?
ship,
Don't
ship
play
begins
the
to, like, sail
pronoun
away.
game.
Her ship begins to sail away, and
No.
like from your point of view, like a ghostly like tentacle comes up and crushes the small craft.
Hers?
Yep.
No. What? I instantly go.
And then it just goes away.
I dive down and look for it. I'm gone.
So there's nothing there.
Why?
So,
What? How?
and then you hear a voice suddenly. You hear, "Come deeper, and all of your answers will be, or all of your questions will be answered. Come deeper."
All right. I fly out of there, teleport back to the ship, and start talking to Kenna.
So Solus gets dragged underwater,
And then you teleport away.
So he flies back to the ship.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll just spend an action to desummon him and resummon him here, so he doesn't have to.
Jacobs, you hear this unearthly call to you. It sounds almost like singing, where it's like, "Come to me, come to me."
Is it her voice?
No.
Okay.
This is much it's much younger. It's like a child's voice, basically.
Oh God, Kenna, something's here.
Really?
It's in the direction of your ping.
I never could have guessed. Is that why you're standing out there talking to yourself?
Yes. No. I don't know. Maybe. It might have something to do with it. That I was talking with an old friend that has apparently come along into this time with me. Someone from my world. She is the ghost of the person I used to know. I don't know why her spirit has come to this time. We didn't get to talk that much before anything happened. She said that she loves playing the pronoun game. I hated that.
I love being a dungeon master sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, I left out a very important note. There was a real splash when the tentacle hit.
Oh, so we saw that?
Yes.
Okay.
Just like a splash, a random.
I mean, it was a massive splash too. Like, imagine if you took like a whale splash, basically.
So she was on a 2-deck canoe and went to leave. I'm not sure. Before anything happened, a tentacle rose up, crashed her ship into nothing, and she was gone. I dove under to look for just if it was being dragged down to the depths. I saw nothing, but I heard, and I do like my best to mimic it, and I've got really good perform. So I mimic Blaine's version of little girl singing.
I can't even do the voice.
Yep.
So.
Very intriguing.
And then Kenna hears the call.
Are you under any pulse?
Kenna, you hear the same call, but of a different voice altogether. You hear like a very dark, angry, "Come to me."
Yeah, so I'm like, are you under any compulsion? And just kind of like trail off as I listen to the voice.
Meanwhile, Rock.
Start pointing at you, huh?
Rock feels the most unnatural, like, feeling he's ever felt in a very specific direction. Like something bad is that way. Like something extremely unnatural.
We need to go now. And I point the opposite direction, even if it's not where we're supposed to be. Now. Now.
Where's the voice coming
So
from?
the ping and the voice is in your, well, the voice is in your head, but
right.
It is directional still, actually.
You still
they're all pointing to the same direction, which is like north of you guys, and you guys still have to travel east. So if you want to go to the ping, which you guys are generally avoiding,
I wonder what it is.
It wants us. It wants us bad. It's
What it
even.
wants.
And I.
Doesn't
Sir,
Yeah. Now what, Smith?
there's a voice in my head telling me to go that way. Should we go?
No, we're not go. You are not going. If you have to tie yourself to a mast, do it. But we're going only when I say.
So, like, mid-sentence, he walks over and ties himself to a mast.
All right.
He's like, I think I could break free of this if I tried hard enough, though.
Oh my God, Smithy too. Tie him to a mast so he can't break free.
Like, right, sir.
Smithy 3, you slap him.
I'm gonna just like go to the north side of the ship and just like stare out in that direction to see if I can spot anything.
There's nothing out there. I mean, the ping, like, just for reference, the ping is a couple 100 miles away still.
Right, yeah.
But, like, you definitely, like, so you guys haven't gotten to the point yet where you guys have divine remote sensing yet, which is where you guys can physically put your vision in a set location somewhere else.
Oh, cool.
So, like, it's physically like as if you, like, plopped your head, your eyes into, like, a drone and flew somewhere. Like, you guys haven't quite got to that point yet, but this is, like, the beginning stage of that where, like, you stare hard and long enough at this voice and try to focus, and for, like, a brief second, Kenna, and actually, Jacobs, I'm assuming you would do the same thing with this ping, and realistically, even I would even say Rockwood with how, like, unnatural this is. For the briefest second, you guys see a small temple on this tiny little island where there's like this massive thunderstorm, and in the background there's like a hurricane circling this island of this time with where all that's on it is this tiny little ruined temple. Just for the briefest of seconds, you guys see that.
Kenna, Rock. I think I know where we need to go. It's a small temple in the middle of a thunderstorm.
I don't know if it's necessarily where we need to go, but
I need to go there.
Why do you need to go there?
I need to go there.
Why?
I'm being called for one. I need to
That's
stop
not really
that.
a very good reason.
For two, I need to save my friend's soul, it appears.
That's good enough for me. I'm curious.
I would also like to...
Just kind of like look over at Rock for his opinion, which I'm pretty sure I know, but...
Well, he actually wants to not
firm
go.
opinion is that we go the other way, but if the group decides, if you guys decide we need to go there,
I decided we need to.
I cannot allow something that unnatural to exist.